Kusihla kusifuna ukwazi. uLinda ukhuluma no-Elias Masilela owakhulela endlini ebaluleke kakhulu eSwazini enumber 43 Trelawney Park.
Sanibonani Mzansi Afrika ninjani emakhaya sifuna ukwazi usihlelo hamba phambili la eMzansi Afrika. Sikhuluma ke ngendawo indlu eka number house 43 eseSwaziland. La amaqabane amaningi akwazi ukuthi athole ukuhlala khona bhace eSwazini esuka la eMzansi Afrika. Khona ku Elias Masilela ngakhuluma naye ake sibheke la.
This is a house that was used by many of the freedom fighters or the liberators of South Africa, ANC, PAC, Black Conscious Movement. And the idea here is to keep the memory of our past alive.
Abantu abaningi bathi yinde lendlela esihambayo khona baba Masilela masikubingelela namhlanje kuSwazi kunjani?
Siyabonga baba.
Niyaphila baba?
Hayi nosiphilile.
Masikhuluma ngalendlu kuthiwa house number 43 eSwazini. Yenzeni lendlu engaka uzokubhalwe ngayo?
Lendlu lena number 43 ya contributor kumlando we South Africa. Kakhulu ku liberation process. I survive 40 years. Isebenza as indlu critical for inhlangano njenge ANC, PAC ne Black Consciousness Movement.
Sure.
But eminingi yale minyaka beyiminyaka which ANC beyisebenzisa lendlu as a foundation for ukulaunch ama operations e South Africa. Sibonile ku TRC when ANC ihamba iyo reporter on the activities ayo bangaphandle.
Sure.
Ukuthi the bulk of our operations, over 80% of our operations abo originated from Mozambique. Bewathi mawasuka eMozambique adlule eSwazini.
Sure.
And the majority yalawo operations bewadlule number 43. Ungacabanga nje noma yi operation yayikhona.
Sure.
Oyikhumbulayo izobe ilaunchwe ya celebrate number 43.
Number 43.
Yeah.
Uma ukhona ubaba nomama bese bakhona umuzi. Labantu abafikayo ababhacayo kunombuzo obuzwayo niyakhulumana. Kwakwenzakala noba khona nizingane nikhona kodwa umagogo la ukhona ubaba. Kwakwenzakalani?
Into eyasenza ukuthi sibhalele incwadi. Because ngathi ngikhula ngisasemncane ngizibona lezi zinto zenzeka kungena abomalume kungena abomkhulu ekhaya baphume bahambe singabazi nokuthi abobani. That generated a lot of questions in my mind, and then that's why we decided to write. Kodwa okumcoka kuleyo period leyo ukuthi lendlu ayizange iset up kwa ukusupport umzabalazo.
Sure.
Ya set up specifically ukuraise a family.
Sure, umndeni. Yeah.
Ngo 1965 ubaba wa decide ukusuka eSouth Africa aye eSwazini. I-reason yakhe was to get away from Ibantu education. Bese kazwile ukuthi kunelizwe next door to South Africa which has good education.
Sure.
And because angafuna abantu abakhe baba exposed to Ibantu education, he decided to go to eSwazini. But oku interesting lapho ukuthi uma kasahlala eSouth Africa bekaseSoweto as a bricklayer.
Sure.
He was responsible for ukwakha most of his indlu zibonayo zimile Soweto namhlanje. Beka waphinde waba responsible for ukwakha iThemba location eHammanskraal, which is north of Pretoria. Now, kwathi enactwa Ibantu education, he made the decision that uzohamba. But azange ahambe immediately, he ended up leaving in 1965.
Sure.
10 years later, when the 1976 June 16 riots broke out, abantu abazali abaningi bebamazi ubaba bathi uma kahamba eSwaziland, they just assumed ukuthi uyi-politician.
Sure.
Because most of our politicians bewathi uma wahamba eSouth Africa bewadlule eSwazini, end up different parts of the world. When 1976 broke out, they had one message for every child that left Soweto. Bathi hambani ni cross border ningene eSwazini. Uma nifike eSwazini nifune bakwaMasilela bazowazi ukuthi bazowenzani. And the family ended up being settled with multitudes of students, completely unprepared.
Wow.
And the house became literally the reception point for most of that period up until we got independence. But around that period, EPAC got very strategic. Ya set up a reception house yabo right behind number 43. Towards the end of 1976, the current president, Ubabu Jacob Zuma, and the previous president, Thabo Mbeki, were staying not far from number 43 in a house, besibiza ngokuthi Come Again.
Okay.
But towards the end of that year, they were deported from Swaziland. So there had to be a replacement. And the replacement was John Kadimeng. Umagafigu John Kadimeng, he realized that the major operations actually take place in Trelawney Park and not where Come Again was.
Sure.
So he decided to come and set up shop next to number 43. So you ended up with this triangle of number 43, PAC residence, and the ANC residence, which ANC residence ended up being called the White House.
Makhuluma ukhona besikhuluma nawe singaqala uhlelo ukuthi bekufika umuntu acela ukudla alale and then inkosi sobhuza khona amagama wakhuluma mhlawumbe siqale lapho singakhuluma nomndeni ukuthi ubaba bazi banimukela ngoba umuntu engamazi ngezulu sithi ayingakanani inganga yinso enyoni bese umuntu namlalisa emnikeza manje kwakwenzakani lapha ekhaya
lapha ekhaya sabantwana besi9 in all.
Sure.
But at any point in time post 1976 bongathola abantu as much as 30 people just living in the house.
Sure.
So umama no baba taught us to share every little thing that we had. So indlu was a shared resource. Umama was a shared resource. Ubaba was a shared resource. Right? But ke okunye esakufunda ukuthi we need to trust. We need to rely on the interdependencies that we have nabanye abantu. We learned in the house and we learned outside the house. Now, the incident okhuluma ngayo ya King Sobhuza is an interesting one. There was an instance where bekuplanwe operation enkulu in South Africa. And the reconnaissance was done and it was cleared. Around midday, the operatives left in number 43 in a car fully laden with arms.
Yeah.
Umabafika endaweni ebizwa ngokuthi kukaLobamba, which is between Manzini and Babani.
Yeah.
There was a massive roadblock all of a sudden of police namasoja. Now, had there been a confrontation, it would have been the worst confrontation in the history of Swaziland, and probably in the history of the struggle in the Swaziland circumstance. The operatives decided they are not going to confront. They did a U-turn, went into the king's residence. And because abakwazi ukuboshwa there, inkosi yabuza ukuthi kwenze njani la ngaphandle. I-response was kunema-pebble school lesifuna kuwabopha. He asked, where do they come from? Asadi. Bayaphi? Asadi. Baphetheni? Asadi. What now? You don't have answers to all these things. Can you please allow these people to go?
Wow.
A few months later, when he was addressing the nation, he made a very, very philosophical statement. And he said, I'll say it in Siswati because it rhymes better. Wathi Maswati, ngicela nilalele. Uma umuntu afika kakho acele mandi, muphe emandi, andlule ahambe.
Sure.
Uma kafika atocela indzawo yekulala, muphe indzawo yekulala, umuphe kudla. Angathi uma sekalele bese uvula emgodlweni wakhe ufuna kuhlola ukuthi kunani. Utawendani uma uthi uyahlola uthole kuneti inhloko tebantu.
Sure.
Effectively what he was saying was, don't pry into people's affairs.
Sure.
If somebody is coming through your house as a host or a stranger, allow them through in the best way you can. Because once you get involved in what the person is doing, you're already an accomplice.
Sifuna ukwazi sikhuluma ngendlu house number 43 elapha eSwaziland. Nabawu Mr. Elias la Marcel. Siyabonga ngolenza iphutha la kusifuna ukwazi.
incwadi inumber 43 Trelawney Park ebhalwe ngu-Elias Masilela yakhethwa kwi-Alan Paton Award ngo-2007.
Sibuyele kuSifunukwazi mhlawumbe uyangena endlini sikhuluma into ebalulekile umuzi olapha eSwaziland house number 43 eyasiza kakhulu labantu makunobandlululo eMzansi Afrika. Monomuzi ukhona umagogo masikhuluma ngama Rebecca la. Mokhulisa ingane udinga ispace ukuthi ukhulise ingane zakho. Umagogo ugcine esenza ishipi lapha ngoba enzela ukuthi mayifika amaphoyisa ezochecka noma ezoshesha abantu angaboshwa. Awusibeke lapha esithombeni kwakwenzakala ngesikhathi.
Umama was what would be seen as the glue of the struggle during that time. He was the pillar of the house. Because housewife for as long as I know my mother, she was always at home. So bewathi amaphoyisa uma wafika azo-raida, uma wangatholi muntu, bebabopha yena, bashaye yena. So she had to develop a defense mechanism.
Sure.
And one of the defense mechanisms was to say, abantu abami laba, I'm a South African, I'm from South Africa, and anybody who comes to South Africa needing help,
sure,
I will look after them. But that didn't take it too far because the torture was not bearable. So isigcino-ke wagcina set up ishebini. And that shebini beyisetshenziswa as a masquerade of what was happening. So the defense shifted to abantu abami, to angibazi labantu they'd come to enjoy themselves. But of course, they never really believed that. So the tortures continued, the raids continued, and the arrests continued, you know. But umagogo remained steadfast in assisting the ANC in its operations, to an extent where voted for the first time in South Africa. There was a voting booth in Swaziland that was set up. Less than a handful of people went to vote, and umagogo was one of those.
Wow, powerful. Na incwadi ibhaliwe la, umuntu ozofunda le ncwadi yini ayitholayo ngokubhala house number 43?
Kuningi akangakuthola. But I think our themes are important. Is trust, is interdependency, is sharing. Now, what in number 43 does, even if it's talking about the liberation of South Africa, the emphasis yayo is on the people, the soft side of the struggle. Ukuthi abantu bazithola kanjani basemzabalazweni. Abanye chose to be emzabalazweni, abanye didn't choose. They found themselves at the crossroads. But even those who didn't choose to be in the struggle suffered as much as those who chose. They sacrificed a lot to be in the struggle. And one of the things that the book tries to show, Uguti, liberation in South Africa is not a result of what South Africans did on their own. It's a result of the South Africans that dared their lives, people in the region, and people in the world. And it becomes very important to understand that we need to share this, or we need to celebrate and share this freedom with the peoples of the world. And that's what the book is about.
Kunto wadikhuluma Masilela ukhuluma ukuthi njengengane ekhaya naningabuzi lutho umbuzo umuntu wefika lale ahambe le trust okhuluma ngayo in the book ne sharing ukuthi nikwazi ukuthi nidle nabantu engabazi mhlambe ezingane nitholile uthando lwabazali ngenxa ukuthi kune structures njengalesi.
I think we got as much love as we could get. Somebody can argue ukuthi mhlambe ngabe sa-enjoya kangcono, we would have had more attention from our parents had this not been the case. But this was a big opportunity for us to learn. And as a family today, we think we have a better appreciation of life. We have a better appreciation of the freedom eskuyo namhlanje because of the lessons that we went through. Mhlambe, if we hadn't gone through this exercise, we're going to be selfish. Now, in the learning your selflessness, as a family, we have coined a term based on the lessons beswatola from umagogo, and the term is magogoism. And magogoism is the spirit of giving and sharing selflessly.
Sure.
And what we do as a family on a continuous basis, we've set up a foundation on the back of the book that does charity work.
Sure.
It feeds people, it distributes blankets, it identifies schools to provide schools with things that they need, in particular setting up libraries at schools.
Sure.
And I would like to believe would ukube besingadlulanga kule mfundo yakaMagogo, we probably wouldn't be doing this, we would be selfish and only be looking after our interests as a family.
Mhlawumbe nenza umgubho noma ukubungaza i-house number 43 eSwaziland. Mhlawumbe nifuna ukuthi kukhona izofundwa abantu abasha bala eMzansi noma baseSwaziland. Nitsho wenzani umgubho lapha eSwaziland?
Siwenzela ukufundisa abantu abasha, not only base South Africa,
Sure.
but of the region and of the world. In particular, abase South Africa and the region, ukuthi ba understand the history yabo, ukuthi bavelaphi,
Sure.
nokuthi bayaphi, and how important it is for them. And what we do every year, sine event in Swaziland.
Sure.
The first weekend after June 16, we have this event.
Sure.
To recognize and commemorate those people who dead their lives for South Africa's liberation. Particularly those esbaziyo, we tend to talk about them at this
Sure.
event. Now, the event lena kuze ukuthi ithinte bonke abantu in society, all walks of life. It runs 3 days.
Sure.
And it does a number of different things to make sure that it touches everybody. On the Friday, which is on the 20th of June, kuzoba ne charity golf.
Okay.
This is to try and get corporates to understand their role in making sure that we cement our history.
Sure.
And then on the Saturday, which is the 21st, we have 3 activities. The first is a 10-kilometer race around Manzini.
Okay.
And this is to attract the youth. And the participation is significant. It's close to 1,000 people at any point in time. Then we have what we call Imagogowism,
Sure.
which is the heart of the weekend, the charity event where we feed the community, we give food blankets and food packs. Then in the afternoon, we have a public lecture.
Okay.
And in the series of this public lecture, the first in the series was the current president, Ubab Zuma.
Sure.
And the last in the series, which was last year, was Ukwazi Mashel.
Okay.
And then this year, we have 2 guest speakers in preparing for celebrating 50 years of number 43 next year. The first speaker, Sidney Mufamadi.
Mufamadi, yes.
And then bese kuba Phumzile Mlambongcuka,
Okay.
who is going to be coming in from New York to give her presentation. And then on the Sunday, we have a business roundtable breakfast.
Okay.
To look at trade in the region and to help contribute to dealing with the imbalances that we see in our society. Unemployment, poverty,
Sure.
and low growth.
Yeah, kuningi ngokufunda ngomlando wase South Africa ukuthi sisukaphi siyaphi siqondephi. Siyabuya sifuna ukwazi.
The seniors of the ANC that have gone through number 43. You can think of people from the former president Thabo Mbeki, the current president Jacob Zuma, and a host of other leaders who operated from Swaziland. The first general of the South African National Defence Force, Sphiwe Nyanda, operated from here. Let me say the first black general of the South African National Defence Force operated from here. The current general operated from here, and a host of other people who are currently in policy, in business, and as well in politics, operated or passed through number 43 and used it in one way or the other.
Sibuyele kusifuna ukwazi sikhuluma noMr Masilela ngehouse number 43 eSwaziland. Mhlawumbe umbuzo obalekile ukuthi abantu abasha manje yini abangayifunda. Mazobheka ukuthi abaholi bethu beANC bangenile khona eSwazini bahlala lapha ekhaya manje uthola ukuthi abantu abasha basakwazi ukunikana lo thando la kudala ukuthi umuntu ungambuzi mayefika ekhaya. Yini esingayifunda ngomndeni waMasilela?
Kubantu abasha ngingathi into esingayifunda the importance of education.
Okay.
The liberation was about giving ourselves the ability to be independent and self-determine our future.
Sure.
The core of number 43 was education. Why number 43 was set up? It's because Uptongo Masilela was running away from Bantu education and was looking for a better education for his children. Now, the interesting thing here, Uguti, both Umama and Baba hardly went to school.
Sure.
Gogo ended up at, I think, grade 2. Ubaba ended up at standard 1, standard 2.
Sure.
And both were from poor families and they couldn't continue with their education. Ubaba ended up in the army in the Second World War.
Sure.
Umama stayed at home. Now, what then happened after that, they realized the struggle that they were going through as an uneducated family. And they decided they'll invest everything on their children. Today, as we speak, Ubaba is retired, he doesn't have an RA, he doesn't have a pension fund.
Sure.
But what he has is his pride on his children who are fully educated and independent.
Umagogo akasekho and ubaba usesele and sekunemigubho eyenzakalayo. Senibadala nikhulile manje, nifundile. Usebuka iSouth Africa ikhululekile. Aphinda abuke eSwazini naku umlando uphinda ubuya ekhaya. Kuthini kuba monginemigubho enjengale iyenzeka?
I think he's always humbled. The first time we had this event, when we launched the book in 2007, when they were being interviewed with Umagogo, they both sobbed.
Sure. Wow. So makufika laba bantu kufika OJZ nabanye uyabuka ukuthi into engangiyenza ngangingazi ukugcina ukukhuleke uMzansi Africa.
In fact, the other thing is linked to that, Uguti. When the family decided ukubhala le ncwadi, Umama was completely against it.
Sure.
In her mind, she saw all the miseries of the past coming back, the tortures, the arrests, and everything. And we tried convincing her, Uguti, Mom, things have changed.
Sure.
It's a new South Africa, it's a new Swaziland. She never believed until the morning Ubab Zuma walked through that gate in number 43 to come and launch the book. And for the first time, she turned and said, how? Kanti iqiniso lendaba. Things have changed. That was the first time she was relieved about writing of the book.
South Africa, iSwaziland, sifundani uqonda phambili sesikhululekile manje. Yini ufuna isale? Indlu kaMandela ikhona eSoweto, house number 43 ukhona eSwaziland. Isizukulwane si moving forward. Yini ongayisho masela labantu abasha?
We are societies with a common background. We cannot ignore each other. We need each other in a lot of ways. You find that there are Swazis who have South African citizenship. You have South Africans who have Swazi citizenship. We are involved in trade. We're neighbors. And somebody even said, in fact, these countries are siblings.
Sure.
Which means you cannot separate the countries of the region.
Sure.
We belong to each other. And I think Abantu basa South Africa and the region need to understand that for us to be a formidable economic community across the world.
Bamasela, sabonga ukuthi benathi la kuSifuna Ukwazi. Themba ukuthi umgubho ihamba kahle, iqhubeke phambili. Into enenzayo nibekile induku ebantu. Sibonga kakhulu Bamasela.
Kubonga thina ma.
Ungaboni uMzansi Africa usukhululekile, khona abantu bebengemuva, khona ogogo, khona obaba, khona abantu abafela izwe. Sukaphi simiphi siqondephi? Sifuna Ukwazi, we love you. God bless you.